Let's do it.
Hello, everybody. I am Kiki, and I am here to tell you that it is a very special day. Very special day because Mommy's book is out. Mommy's book is out. Everybody, go buy it. She'll buy me treats. She promised. Bye.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Reaper Pro Tips with me, your host, Anne, Disembodied Anne's Quindy, Disembodied Beard John, and Disembodied, well, just kind of floating in the ether, Justin, as usual, always here in spirit, even though he has passed on. Well, he's gone away from us anyway. He's still out there somewhere, just heaven knows where. So, yeah, I decided to have Kiki do the intro because she was like right up here. I was like, okay, fine, you do the intro. Anyway, welcome back. Yes, Kiki, the best marketer ever. Yes. And, yeah, Agent Marvel, I hope you figured out. Sometimes it's just that, like, they need more barefoot time, you know, because shoes can really kind of put a wrench in some kids, you know, development, and sometimes it's just like, yeah, he's just too clever. He knows crawling is easy. Yeah. Well, that's just, now you know something. If that is the case, you know something valuable about your kid, right? And that's something valuable to know about your kid as you move forward, because then your challenge as a parent gets to be, you know, to encourage him to so that he can, you know, move into those, like, harder things and succeed at them, right? It's gonna be, you have an interesting journey with that one. So fingers crossed, everything's cool, and it's just that, and it is cool. So yes, hello everybody. Yes. I gotta get back to the chat. Oh, is it your birthday, Quindy? Yeah. So essentially, I was like to David, I was like, you know, I could put the book out, but I think I wanted to wait until blah. And he's like, well, why would you wait? He's like, start it now. He's like, the algorithm. I'm like, because Amazon algorithm, right? But yeah, so I'm like, okay, you're right. So I have a bunch of promo hitting on the 24th, but now is the time. Happy Leo Quindy Day. Yay. Happy birthday, Quindy. Now I feel like I need to add Quindy. I need to add Quindy's birthday to my phone. I need to add Quindy. I'm going to make a note, Anne. Make a note. Quindy B-Day. 22nd. Yeah, Leo. Or are you on the cusp? You're on just the kind of like Cancer, Leo? No, wait. Gemini, Cancer's July. Leo something. Leo Sag. I don't remember. I've lost my astrology. Cusp of Virgo. Okay, there we go. I always forget, like, Virgo in there. That's funny because so many of my good friends have been Virgos. Oh, you're on the Leo side. Okay. Well, my ascendant is Leo, so that's also good. Although you're funny. You've got to have something in, like, Scorpio or something, because you don't like to be, like, here you are hiding behind the scenes, being the ringmaster behind the stream, right? You don't want to be in front of the camera. You just want to be... See, I have a Scorpio moon, and Scorpio's like, I don't want to be in front of the camera, but my Leo is like, I'm in front of the camera, so yeah, here we are. Conflicted. I'm just always conflicted. You're a Virgo? Yeah, there. See? Yeah. I could look you up if I could find my old book. I used to do astrology in college for all my friends. Like, I'd look up all the planets, do the write-ups, just because I decided I was going to pick up very interesting hobbies. But yeah, so... Oh, hey, Turgeon. Turgeon also... See, look at these Virgos all around me. Crazy. I tell you, like, my best friend, like, before college was a Virgo. Yep. Week from Wednesday, artist meet and greet. Okay, yeah. Well, that's a nice birthday present too, Zachariah. Yeah. Oh, very Scorpio of a Scorpio. Yeah, well, I know how that goes. But yes, the book is out. I'm officially outing the book only on the stream. I'll actually send a note to my mailing list later today about the book as well. Yes, your own very own Sophie. Me too. I also get supersized Sophie. That's exciting. See, I'm gonna have to. That's gonna be tempting to work on that at the con, even though I'm bringing Orc. So I'll have to see. I'll have to see. I wonder, is Luca a Scorpio? Now I have to. Now since you used the Luca face, Quindy, I have to wonder. Do we know Luca's birthday? Like, I could see Luca being a Sag, because free-spirited. I could see him being a... Oh, he is a Scorpio. It so figures. He's... Okay, yeah. Luca, totally Scorpio. Totally. Oh my god. Except for... He's got to have an ascendant that wants to grandstand. Scorpio usually doesn't want to grandstand. It doesn't like the attention. You're spacing on the actual date, yeah. Well, we'll have to try to figure it out and make sure to rate his stream or something. If he even bothers to stream on his birthday. Some people wouldn't. Some people wouldn't. But yeah. So, yes, the book is out, and you don't have to run out and buy it right away. You can space it out over the next couple days. It would be fine. I'm trying to get Amazon to sit up and go, oh, that's interesting, and that book is growing in sales. You know, I'm trying to get that kind of thing. But you can't ever really control anything. So I'm like, But anyway, my buttons are not updated on my website yet. That's what's up for the rest of the day, is me updating my website and writing that letter to my email list. But it will be. Otherwise, if you search for Becker West of the Moon, you find it. It's like, apparently there's only one other book named West of the Moon. There's tons of books named East of the Sun. Everybody chooses the first half of that folklore title, but nobody chooses West of the Moon. So... Oh, thank you, Crowley. Yay! Finger hurts for Crowley. Cricket finger hearts. Oh, yay! Zachariah. Oh, October 29th. Oh, he's almost a Halloween baby. That figures, too. It's a good thing you found Bug Lips, Quindy, or you might have ended up with Luca. I know. Don't hit me. Luca, October 29th. I'm just thinking, close to Halloween and crazy. Don't curse you like that. I know, right? Oh, lordy sakes alive. All right. We were highlighting some skin, gosh darn it, with some gnome flesh and stuff and purple. Well, purple was shading. So now we're going to grab our gnome flesh and mix the highlight. So that we can actually talk about, interesting painting things, not just everything else. Yes, I'm very excited. I ordered, one of the reasons I took the book live early is that I would have the ghost of a chance, although it looks like it's a very ghostly chance, speaking of Halloween, a very ghostly chance to actually ship to me in time to go to ReaperCon. Amazon drags its feet hugely on author copies. Like, you will not get your 2-day shipping. You're lucky if you get a week shipping. So, I actually stealth made it live a couple of days earlier, and then, plus it also let me kind of troubleshoot and make sure everything was working. It took them a long time to approve the book. It can take up to 72 hours for Amazon to approve your book. So I like to, hit publish early anyway, because it may take them that long to get it out. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I ordered a box of 12 copies, and it says it won't be here till, September, but sometimes those estimates are actually, just cover your butt estimates, so I'm kind of crossing my fingers hugely, that we will get the book in time for ReaperCon. If not, I will have my copy. I actually also ordered a regular copy, so it will arrive by Prime. So I'll at least have it for my book standees. I have book standees, guys. Book standees at ReaperCon. And I do have copies, both hardcover and regular, of East of the Sun. I figure there's probably a lot of people at the con who know me, but who don't, Facebook me or otherwise follow the stream, that have no idea that I've written a book. So there'll at least be copies for those people. I had to update my Reddit flair, my self-published Reddit flair, to be published 2 books instead of 1. That was exciting. I almost look experienced at this point. Almost. Not really. There's people on there that have published 50 books. I am unlikely. Well, okay, I could hit 50 books. If I wrote for the next 25 years. Actually, it depends. If I could do 2 books a year, then I'm going to have to. I'll hit 50 when I'm 75. Or 76. Nobody was ever born in the wrong month, Kodiak. I also have had many friends who were Taurus. Taurians and Virgos, those earth elements, seem to like me. Alright, let's just throw a little bit of white into this gnome flesh. I'm going to do a 4-to-1, with the skin tone being 4 and the white being 1. As usual, you could also use any sort of yellowy white. Often with skin tones, you'll find I just throw white in rather than adding a yellow and a white. And the reason is that skin tones already have so much yellow in them in general. So it's very easy to go way too far. Hello, Fuzzball. Are you here to shed on the mini? Are you here to shed on the mini, Fuzzy? Yeah? I thought you were going to sit and chew your bully stick. Thought that was the plan. Have you had a taste of stardom and now you want to come up on my chair again? Yeah? Yeah, hi there, Fuzzball. Fuzzball is saying hi here. Okay. Go settle, Bubba. Go settle. Yep, I gotta make sure there's no hair getting into the mini. There. Because she's, I had to brush her this morning. And she almost knocked my tooth out. That was a scary moment. Because she, like, you know, as I was bending over and praising her, and just as I was straightening up, just before I straightened up from brushing her, she bounced up and it nailed me in the front tooth. I'm like, oh, seriously, dog, if you knock my tooth out, you're dead. But it seems that Kiki's hard head was not enough. At least not at small velocity, so... But this is the thing of having big dogs. Big dog related injuries are a thing. I've talked about this before, so I won't belabor the point, but just be aware, potential big dog owners. Big dog injuries are a thing. Yeah, I know, right, Quindy? I was like, yeah! It's like that. My streaming career would be over, Kiki. It would be all your fault. Adding some, I'm adding 1 more drop of white because that didn't actually shift it as light as I want it. What I'm noticing here, and I may go back on what I said about not adding yellow. So, sometimes it happens that when you add the white, you're going to notice that the color gets a lot less warm. And sometimes it may not look very golden. It may actually look pinker than what you start out with. And this would be the case. The reason this would happen with gnome flesh is that it is... Oh, where did I put it? There it is. Is that it is a very reddish color. So essentially when you add the white, you're just seeing a little more of that. So we can counter that by just adding a tiny bit of lemon yellow or Syrian sand or yellow mold or something like that. Just a little bit. That can help to restore warmth a little bit. We can add it in until we get the shift we're looking for. That's a little better. There we are. That's much more better. More better. That's where we're at today. All my words were used for the book, and I'm done. I'm just done, folks. Put a fork in me. Today is all computer work. All computer work. I somehow managed to delete my image banner on my website, so now I need to fix that. The problem with my website is that it's WordPress, and I made myself learn WordPress, but because I don't do it every day, I forget WordPress. And then I try to fix something quick and I delete WordPress, and then there's much angst and gnashing of teeth. So I really probably need to just be on my website doing things with it more often so that I actually retain WordPress. You know what I mean? Aw, thanks, Turgeon. Yes, Turgeon and Richard and Zachariah have all, and Shadow Raven have all had a preview. All got to be my beta readers. But yeah, if you want to let drop your review earlier, it's okay. Turgeon, I told Richard probably wait until the 24th, but really it doesn't matter. On second thought, again, the temptation is to try to min-max the Amazon, but really we have no control over any of it. We could try to post a review and they could decide not to post it for days like your last one, so do whatever. I mean, technically, if you ordered a copy, the longer you wait, it'll pop up with the Amazon verified review, at least hypothetically. But I don't even know how that works. So we'll just say the Zon is the Zon, and the ways of the Zon are mysterious, and trying to game the system with the Zon is useless. And we'll just go forward. Hey Kiki, what did you bring? Oh, you brought a bit of your no-hide. You going to chew that? Are you going to chew that right here? That's okay. If it gets really loud, though, I'm going to have to ask you to go elsewhere. Yes. Silly Papa is silly. All right, so we got the face and the chest done. We got the arm. We were getting the fingers here. I could probably hit the fingers a little more, but we did not get the shoulder, the arm here, or the stomach. So the new book has been delivered to your Kindle. Yay, Quindy! Yay! Finger hurts, finger hurts, finger hurts, finger hurts. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. You know I love the support. You guys are just the fantastics. Absolutely phenomenal people. You're so supportive of my nerdiness. I'm not going to tell I'm going to tell my author Facebook tomorrow, I think. I'm going to try to roll it out and not tell everywhere all at once. Oh, I almost forgot. Also, if you have friends who read this genre and who are just like, I won't pick up book 1, I will only wait until the series is over, if they're that kind of friend, the series is now done. And East of the Sun right now for Kindle is only 99 cents. My promo should have gone live today. So that'll be for about a week. It'll last till the 29th. But East of the Sun will be 99 cents for 1 week to make it easy for people to get into the series. And then the second book is now out. So any future books will be set in the world, but this completes this story. Thanks, Quindy. Cool, Slayer. I'm glad you like it. Oh, no. Oh, no, Shadow Raven. Yeah, bulls do that. There we are. All right, so just getting a little bit of a highlight here. I'm going to get, the light does fall on the arm right here, so I will pop my brush in there and get just a little bit of a highlight there. And then a little highlight up here on this shoulder. Thanks, Kago. Kagomes. Kagomes Fury. Kagomes. KF. Yeah, I'm doing the skin tones now. Just trying to figure out where my shadows are. The mug really throws a shadow. Normally you would highlight the hip bone, but the mug really throws a shadow here. So I'm actually feeling like I should actually get some purple and shade down there a little bit more. I'm trying to figure out exactly where my highlights are falling. So I'm kind of holding it up. I think I can get this part anyway. The front of the hip bone I think I can highlight. You're here but may go poof because cows. Got it. It's okay, Shadow Raven. I understand. Real life interferes with mini painting life. It's a shame, but it happens. Get the elbow here. Alright. I think we're pretty good. Alright. And then there's the scapula back here. Just add a little bit of highlight to that. But a lot of that's in shadow, so it won't get a lot. However, I will get the elbow from behind here. Oh, and I need to post my book in the self-publish Reddit too. Cool. Kindle shows as 99 cents on Amazon. Excellent. Yes. So my first book is only 99 cents on Kindle right now. And the book that finishes the story has just come out. I thought about putting it at $5.99 because it is a very long book, but I decided to keep it at $4.99 in the end. Makes it a little more accessible. It's more standard pricing for my genre. Alrighty. I had noticed before that I had a sneaky little mold line in here on the hair, so you can see it there, here. And yeah, you could just keep it and paint it as an extra strand, but it doesn't look quite right and it's rough. So I'm going to take the tip of my knife and just gently scrape that off to even it out. Hey, Nara. So yeah, yesterday, man, I'm working so hard, you guys. There's so much to get done before I leave for ReaperCon. Between getting the book published and getting a Patreon, yesterday was like Patreon stuff and all these errands, and then of course I've got last minute dog club stuff that's interfering as well. And I gotta add that to my to-do list because I don't want that on my head. There. Alrighty. Just scrape until it gets out of there. Just be patient. Use just the tip of your knife. If your blade is dull, it's time to shift blades, but be careful then not to take off too much material. A fresh blade isn't as good for scraping these lines off. Got a little thread there, so I just need to scrape until it comes out. And then just to make sure, oh, I've got a little bit of this remaining as well. Yeah, sometimes it's like you always miss a mold line somewhere. You guys know that at this point. And then we're gonna start. I think we'll start on the hair. I wanted to make it purple, so I think that's what we'll do. And then we'll start the scales. Though I may want to do it the opposite way. I don't know. I know what color I want the scales, so maybe we'll base coat the scales so I can just check and see whether I want a lighter purple or a darker purple for the hair. That would be probably smart of me, because everything's going to change, you know, and you guys know I like to alternate light and dark and vary up whether I have how many lights and darks I have in the model. So there we go. That takes care of that pesky mold line. All right. I personally have a lot of experience with the blade. Hey there, Prince. Nice to see ya. Yeah, thanks for working on the skin tones. I just had to attack a mold line that I forgot, but you know, like you do. But we're gonna work on hair and we're gonna base coat the scales. But I don't like sanding sticks because they tend to be really big and kind of clumsy. I find that I can't be as precise with them. I would use a diamond file before a sanding stick slayer. They're not ideal. Neither of those choices is ideal for Bones USA, but they will work. Yeah, sanding sticks for small curved areas, especially if it's like concave, right? So, all right, so let's see. Where is my Void Blue? I could use Ritterlick as well, but I think I'll use Void. We don't use Void very much. Void is the... Yeah. Yeah, it's personal preference a lot, Slayer. Like, I just got in the habit of using a knife literally decades ago. I didn't have access to good files, and poor files just really annoyed me, so... That's funny, Prince. So we're going to be using Void Blue as the basis for the scales. However, we're going to be adding a lot of other colors. Remember, I promised you guys we would see if we could do non-iridescent, iridescent on this one. So we're going to be doing a color shifting pattern that just makes it kind of look like maybe it's iridescent. I've done this on my Eldar, so we're going to be kind of basing it on that. It's going to end up looking cool. I don't know if it'll end up really making them look like, you know, really iridescent, but it should look really cool. It should look color shifty. So let's do that, and then I'll judge. I think I want a lighter purple for the hair, but let me see. I need to poke this. Pokey tool. Pokey tool. So yeah, now that my new book is out, I have to like totally avoid staring at my Kindle dashboard all day. That's what you want to do when you're a writer and you put out a new book. It's like, Kindle dashboard, and your eyes are just magnetized to it. I'm going to make myself ignore it for most of the day. So one of the things we're going to do, okay, so Void is a beautiful color, but it does have coverage issues. If I had wanted a better coverage dark blue, I would probably have reached for Ritterlich. But Ritterlich is also very dark and less intense, and I wanted a higher intensity on this one. So what I will do is I will add a very small amount of white to this Void blue, and then we will go back over it with regular Void. So, different-ish. This is going to look very different. I may have to go dig out my Eldar after this and just make sure I'm doing it right. That's why it's the real reason we're just base coating the scales today, is because Anne has to double check her pattern. Alrighty, so let's grab a little bit of white. Just a tiny bit. did I do a PDF on this? Yeah, I did a PDF on this not long ago for my Patreon, which is awesome. And if you're not on it and you like to paint, you should go and try it. I have a free membership, which just pretty much gives you, like, you get to see my YouTube videos early. And then I also have $2, $5, $10, and $25 tiers. Look. All right, so just a little, not even a full drop. When I want not even a full drop, I just do that. I just press some out, grab it on my brush, and then we go and we try it. So here's our Void blue. Because Void has no white in it, the white is going to impact it pretty hard, but it's also going to give us coverage, and it really didn't shift it that much. All things relative, once it dries, you're really not going to be able to see it that much. But yeah, I mean, Dragon Pokey Tool wasn't really, it kind of looked iridescent-y because it had the blue highlights with the purple. But this takes that a step much, much farther than the Dragon Pokey Tool did. But this is going to be very different. Hypothetically, Amazon, I've got like 51 followers on Amazon. Like, hypothetically, Amazon should send them a note that my new book is out, but nobody is ever quite sure if that actually happens. So if any of you are following me on Amazon as an author, let me know if Amazon sends you a note that, hey, so-and-so's A.E. Becker's new book is out. Because I'm curious, right? I'm very curious. Amazon is a devil, but I have to deal with it because I'm publishing. You can't just look at, like, the biggest bookstore in the world and say, you know, I just don't like you, and so I'm going to jeopardize my author career by not engaging with you. The key is to remember that Amazon is never going to be on your side. And don't expect it to do nice things for you. Alright, I need a bigger brush for this base coat. Where's the number 1 Winsor & Newton? No, it's something that they supposedly do, and yet nobody seems to, like, know when and how they actually do it. Thanks, Twisted Oma. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, hypothetically, that's why Follow exists, is that it lets Amazon let you know if the authors you follow have new books coming. Like, that's really the whole point of Follow. Otherwise, why would you follow an author on Amazon? Like, if it does nothing for you, why would you do it? So, I'm really curious about this because that was my experience also, is that I've never really seen anything, and yet this is supposed to be a thing. I'm going to go and read the fine print about following again. I wonder, because it could be that Amazon is now just, like, using that as a popularity measure to see how much of a following the author has, and whether to give them more exposure, yada yada. In which case, it's still awesome to have them, right? Like, if Amazon is like, oh, you've got 200 followers, I will show your book to a few more people. I'm okay with that. Like, it just, you know, that kind of thing. They never do, yeah. Yeah. I think I did get a note once about one of C.J. Cherry's new books. Something in my brain remembers that. But yeah, it seems to be intermittent at best, or almost vanishingly never. So that's why I say, curiously, if anybody does, let me know. Okay, so now we're getting to the point where we're going to blend this in. So let's get closer. Yeah, so people following me on Amazon is still cool because it lets Amazon know that, you know, there is interest in me, and hopefully they'll promote me a little more, because that does influence the algorithm, I'm sure, a little bit. So I'm going to do a wet blend. I grabbed a little bit of the skin tone on the tip of my brush, and since this blue is still wet, I can go over the edges just with little tiny brush strokes. Just to get a little bit of a transition there. No, because I'm an author of Prince Paradox, and I didn't, it wasn't an option. Like I said, I think probably, even if they used to email everybody when a book came out, probably now it just serves to give Amazon a measure of how popular you are, so that it can, if you're very popular, it will utilize that fact in whether it shows your book to people in organic search. But Amazon is such a black box. Nobody really knows. That's why I'm like, many authors try to game the system, but it's like, you don't really know how the game is played or how the other person is playing it, so. Yeah, because that's what you want, right? You don't want to just like suddenly have this hard cutoff with your scales and skin. You want to have a little bit of a blend. Like, at least that, to me, is more pleasing for mermaids. I always find it a little bit annoying when there's this just sharp cutoff. And same with any composite beast, like griffins and stuff. Like, I like there to be a fade where the fur meets the feathers and things like that. There we go. And you could glaze, but I like wet blending for this. Yeah, it can look really... Oh, good. Excellent. That's great, Quindy. Continue series you've started. That's great. That's lovely. Yeah. Well, that's good to know. All right, so now we can go back here and continue our scales. The white really gave us decent coverage, you can see, actually, out the gate. Just that little bit of white I put in made a really big difference, because void is not a great coverage color out the gate. It's its one downside, because otherwise it's a beautiful dark blue. Oh, we've got some fill here. So there is a fill here. She's kind of sitting on the anchor. So essentially this is the space between her scales and the pylon, because she's actually sitting on the anchor. So we're going to have to just dark that out, and I'll probably blend it, kind of like I did into the skin, but I'll blend it into walnut or brown liner. It's true. She does not have interchangeable tails. Although I'm sure mermaids would like that. Like, it would be like, please give me the interchangeable tail so I can wear what I feel like. Oh, I better remember to drink the rest of my tea before it goes old. That's a problem with bringing tea to the thing. Oh, I should show you guys my mug. David was like, that's horrible English. This is my motivational mug. It was Bridget's motivational mug, but she was looking to buy new motivational mugs, and so I inherited her old motivational mug. I actually really love it. Okie dokie. My window is, speaking of Amazon, my window is closing to Insta order things that I might need for the trip. But I think I'm good now. I think I'm good. Oh, and I tested out my new little freezer today. Or yesterday, sorry. So my mobile freezer. Actually works, and it worked great. Yeah, the mug says get after it, and it just reminds me that if I want my books to get out there, I need to like keep at it. I need to keep writing. Yeah, and there's another little filler space. Now what we're going to do with this filler space, if we decide not to have, it could be just a little bit of the banner here. But I think the banner wraps around. So what we're going to do with this filler space, because it's almost flush with the rest of the tail, is we are actually going to paint scales onto it. I'll freehand it. So I'm going to paint it blue. And once I do, nobody's really going to notice. When it's a small area with a fine texture like this, and it's kind of in shadow because it's got the overhang here, you can absolutely get away with paint plastic surgery. It says get after it, Pendrake. Shadow Raven. But I can't drink anymore, Shadow Raven. So I mixed up some brown liner. I am going to shade in this. I put some blue down, but I'm going to put the brown liner in there. My walnut, I think, escaped to the other room, so I'm stuck with no walnut right now. Yeah, get after it. I am getting after it. I'm kind of excited. I ordered a hands-free headset for the road, like truckers use to take calls and communicate on the road. And actually it was endorsed by truckers, so I had a very high rating, so I grabbed it. I like it because it's just one ear. I would hate to, I couldn't, David's like, why don't you just use your ear pods? I'm like, because I don't want both ears blocked when I'm driving. It's not safe. But anyway, so I'm excited because this will let me dictate stuff about the new book while I'm driving. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm driving, like my brain just kind of goes la 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 and it thinks about stuff. I like get a lot of thinking done on the road. And a lot of the time, the thinking I'm getting done is about my book, whatever book I'm working on at the time. So this will let me dictate not only to my phone text doc, but potentially even to my laptop to dictate ideas for plot and scenes and characters and timing and all that stuff. So I'm super excited about that because I'm going to be on the road for 4 days, let's face it. So if 2 hours of every morning can be actual like development work on the new book so that when I get back, I can just jump in and like bust through that sucker, at least the first part of it, that would be awesome. I have no idea how much or how long North of the Wind is going to be. I was originally thinking it was going to be, East of the Sun sized, but then I realized I have 2 point of view characters, so depending on how much I go into them, it could vary. It might be another chunk, guys. It might be another chunk. Because West of the Moon is a chunk. Oh, and actually I wanted to tell you guys one other thing. I actually entered West of the Moon into the Kindle Storyteller Award competition. I realized, I had not realized this because originally I was going to release it in September. And so I just had passed that completely off my dashboard, and I was just like, la la la. And then the other day they're like, enter, the deadline is nearing to enter in Kindle Storyteller. And I'm like, oh. So I don't know, it doesn't have a chance, I'm sure. I'm still a baby author, and it's the second book of a series and all the rest of that stuff. But I've always wanted to enter, and I was actually in the time frame, so I thought I would do it. Oh, yay, big reef stock arrived this morning. Ooh, Maldrakar is back in stock. Dragons Don't Share is back in stock. Guys! Troxel is back in stock. Get your dragons! Oh, Kiki's excited now. Sorry, Kiki. I didn't mean to summon you, the dragon. Kiki the dragon. You're very furry for a dragon. Yeah, but you are terrorizing. You do terrorize the countryside. Yeah, we'll watch you terrorize ReaperCon. Good girl. All right. But yeah, it is fun. It's you never expect to win it because it's just the competition is worldwide. Essentially, all you need to have done is to publish a book in English on KDP. And then the grand prize is 20,000 British pounds because it's run by Amazon UK. But even getting to like the long listed for finalist is like huge, like very cool thing. So, and then see, I always kind of wanted to throw my book in there, so I was like, why not? Yeah, protective work while driving on the road. Yep. Yeah, I know. How can they hear emergency vehicles or anything like that? Twistoma, I agree. Oh, they're not. They arrived. Okay, so they're not in stock. Sorry. But still, you should lurk. You should lurk on the Reaper store so that you can grab them right when they go live. Because we all know those things sell out, and God knows when we're getting more. So I'm going to go over here and get the scales painted in on this. I do love this blue. Isn't it pretty? It's such a pretty blue. I don't know why, but my blues on camera always look a little lighter than they are, actually. But it's close. This is just a beautiful blue. We haven't done blue for a while. We did a little bit of blue on Kathy, and we did a gray blue on, like, the Snow Lady. But, oh, and I think I'm going to freehand an eagle on the back of her cape, by the way. Karindra, or whatever her name is. The one we're putting the eagle head, the griffin head on the base of. Maybe I'll put a griffin on the back of her shield, or cape, sorry. I'll have to get a suitably heraldic griffin and then show you guys how to do a complex design. Usually I don't do freehand that's that funky. Mud gullet. Till after ReaperCon. Yeah, because everything is ReaperCon now. We're not pearlescent yet, Twistedoma. I will show you, you will see. You will see how, and I'm not doing pearlescence so much as iridescent. I'm going to have a color shift on this model, but I'm not using color shift paint. I'm just going to paint it on. I'm gonna do an effect that I do on my Eldar army for 40k, or I did. I haven't touched my Eldar for a while. My Tyranids have taken over my main love, and they're so grumpy right now. They're so grumpy that they have not, everything got completely sidelined for Patreon and ReaperCon prep and the book. Alright, so she's got a big floofy tail. So we'll make that color shift as well. But I'm not going to color shift for a bit. So I'm going to wait on that. I am going to line around all this banner, I think, just to clear it. We'll do some cool weathering on the banner too, make it all nice and dirtied up. Mud mullet. Yeah, this is a beautiful blue. Yeah, it only looks pearlescent because of my light source. Probably my really strong light source. It's not actually, it's just flat. So again, we have a really wide area here, which is obviously too wide for the banner. And we've got blocking in here. So there's a lot of kind of dead space in here. It's all right because there's, again, when she's sitting, there's a shadow. So we'll take our brown liner. And we're definitely going to make it all the way dark back here. We'll bring this up around here. From the front, you won't notice it. And we can essentially, I won't take it all the way down, but I am going to make a pretty thick line here. Because she is supposed to be, ideally, I mean, you know why it's there just because she's hypothetically a wood carving. I'm just choosing to paint her like she's alive. She's more fun that way. If I was going to paint her as a wooden sign, I'd actually paint another version, and we'd do what we were doing on the figurehead model a long time ago, only smaller. Paint her as if she's got wood grain behind her. There. So, just a little bit of dead. It's really, unless you look top down, you don't see how wide that is. And most people are going to be looking at the front. And they're also, especially if I blend this parchment, and when I do the parchment, when I blend that, if I blend that in here, they're really not going to see it. Like, that just kind of like, wee. Yeah, there is a big difference, Fatherwind, between pearlescent and iridescent. So iridescence, pearlescent is just like shiny like a pearl. Like pearls aren't color shifting in general unless they've got the different colors on the surface. Pearls are just like kind of a metallic sheen. So a pearlescent paint is like even like a pearl metallic or a color metallic, anything like that. That tends to be, if it's got a whitish sheen to it, you tend to call it a pearlescent. If you've got iridescence, iridescence is nature's color shift. So iridescence, when light enters, it scatters, and you get a rainbow effect. You get a light shifting effect. So it doesn't just stay like if I have a pale pink metallic, it's going to be that's a pearlescent. But if I have a pink metallic that shifts to green, that's more of an iridescent. Most color shifting paints aren't true iridescence on the market. They're just like doing a specialized coating that has that kind of property. But true iridescence in nature is caused by a crystalline structure that allows light to pass through and shifts the color as the beetle. It's most often seen in beetles and birds. Essentially, it's the way the light passes through the surface. And you need a surface that's translucent, at least on the very surface of it, or that it allows light to pass through to get the iridescence typically. You could look up the exact definition, but for our purposes, pearlescent, I would be painting it more like a metallic, like a non-metallic metal blue, but iridescent, I will be painting it color shift. So, yeah. All right, do I have all the tail? I do. I think. Yes. Okay. Excellent. All right. Given this color, what purple do I want? Do I want violet? I could do violet, and I could bring it up with runic, because those are good. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. At least I'm going to put it down. Violet is technically a little more toward blue, and I would normally shy away from that, but yeah, I haven't done this for my Patreon yet either, but I would probably do a far more in-depth if I did it on the Patreon. It would be quite the PDF. The thing is that you really want, like, it's not, you can't just decide to do it on any old surface. Like, there are certain things you want present to do it. You can do it on armor, though. You can do it kind of in a weird way on cloth. I can do it here because I can make reflected light of a different color down here, and I can shift the blue up through aqua and green up here, which will give me that effect. So you need enough room to execute it, is primary. And you don't want too complicated of a surface, or it's going to be just as bad as trying to do NMM on a complicated surface. Alright, so Wild Violet is for the hair. And I'll probably shade it with sticks, but maybe with Monarch if I decide to go a little bit more bright. And I think we're definitely going to have to rust out the anchor a little bit. We'll do a lot of weathering on this model. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And it's bigger, so I like to do that. I like to paint bigger stuff, so there are many reasons why I decided I want to do this one. And I've got some underpainting under there. It's going to make the purple go a little darker. So we don't have any big darks on this model yet, but the anchor is going to be quite dark. So, and that's going to serve as kind of a backdrop for her. So I think that that is going to work just fine. I can also make the wood a lot, very dark. Yeah, we haven't done purple hair before, so let's rock it. Those of you who are my patrons, Quindy, I called you out, but I don't know if you're even a patron of mine, but I just put out a red hair PDF last night that the primary examples are how to do a goth girl red. I'm like, this one's for Quindy. Because the first PDF will be dark reds, and then I'll do lighter red hair next month. I think, do I still have my pictures on here? Hold on. Hold on, do I have it? Do I has it? Those are one of my work in progresses. So that really candy, dark candy, gothic hair. Goth Girl Red, yep. Yeah, I have all the stages. I actually really like this stage, even though it's like a little bit washed out and not as red, but it's where I put the white underpainting in and the highlights in, and then you glaze. So yeah, that is in my PDF right now on my $10 level on my Patreon. How to do that, how to paint it. And I can absolutely do the same thing with a smaller model. Obviously, I used a small bust for that one because I had it and I needed something with good hair. But you could do the same thing on any 28 millimeter. It just gave me more room to show you. Yeah, maybe I'll do some other colored hair colors, like weird colored hair. Maybe weird hair colors will be October. Like do some green hair for dryads and stuff. I need a good dryad bust. Is there a good dryad bust out there, guys? Oh, great and powerful community. Tell me, is there a really good, sexy female dryad bust out there? Because there needs to be. Dang it. There needs to be. I need a dryad bust. What am I supposed to put green hair on if not a dryad bust? I mean, when it comes down to it, I just never think of those topics because really painting hair is painting hair and the color doesn't matter. But sometimes it throws people when it is an odd color and they kind of get mixed up and they're not sure. And it's like, so for that, I might as well. But yes, I need to know if there's a good dryad bust out there. Tell me, oh great and powerful peoples who actually have access to Google right now and I'm not because I'm painting. Yeah, I've got her. Her hair is a little different than I'd want, though. And I already started mine, and I feel like I need to redo her. But maybe. I need to dig mine out. She's in a box because I lost love. I lost love with her. But maybe I needed to get her out. Because she is super pretty, and I do love creepy tables. I have quite a few of their things. It's unlikely I would print one because we just haven't, right now there's just no way. Like, I need to sit down and learn how to use the printer. That's the thing, Kodiak, is like, I need David to show me, okay, how do I use the printer, David? Because you're not using it, and I need to use it. Need being a very strong word. But right now it's less than ideal to be printing. But if you want to give me a reference, I can always look online and see if somebody else has the license to print the one that you're talking about, Kodiak. Wood elves. Yep. I love wood elves. Yeah, Polly. We have a 3D printer, but it's like... And the thing about that, Polly, is given how long it takes me to paint, I have to watch it because... it can get like really time consuming and I need to watch that, because I can't afford to spend like days doing a PDF. Like I have to be able to like 2 days max. So painting a lot of models for one PDF is actually just out of the question. I really can't afford to do it because I've got a lot of content. I'm not just putting out, if I was putting out one piece of a month of content for my Patreon, like if I only had a $10 tier, then maybe, then that would be fine. But doing it when I've still got to do $2 tier, $5 tier, $25 tier, 2 videos there, plus coaching. Yeah. Yeah, Wood Elves are awesome. That was my first Warhammer army. What did I just found a mold line and then I lost it. Well, I guess I'll refind it, guys. I guess I'll refind it. Okay. I think I found it down there. 1 second. 1 second. Must scrape mold line. There, better. I just had a little roughness down there in the paint, in the hair. But yeah, what company does the Dryad you're thinking about, Kodiak? I have a druid. I guess she could be green hair. Though she's pretty big. Maybe I will look up my Creepy Tables one. Because as I recall, she has shorter hair. Space Marine Lieutenant helmets. Okay, so how are the Lieutenant helmets different from a normal Space Marine? Just because I'm a Tyranid girl, so other than, hey, they're edible, I don't think of Space Marines very much. But yeah, as a Xenos girl, Delta, appreciate it if you would kind of describe what exactly about the Lieutenant helmets makes them difficult. And then I can interpret. I have painted Space Marines, but usually it's been like speed painting Space Marines for an army for like when I worked for a Games Workshop store. So it's been a long time since I did that. Yes, Tyranids. I'm a bug girl. Oh, more of a Centaur druid. I see. They have the red stripe with the white stripes on either side. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the way you want to do that, so it's blue, right? And then it's got the white stripe with the red stripe. Okay, so the way to do that is essentially to do your blue, paint your whole helmet blue. Be just fine with that. Let's call this the top of the helmet. And then what you want to do next is you want to do white. You don't want to even bother with the red. You don't want to try to do 3 stripes at all. All you want to do, get my white out because I'll need it anyway, is then once your blue is set, you want to do a big white stripe, big white stripe down the center. And you want this white stripe to be as wide as wide enough so that you can fit the red stripe down the middle. But you don't want to do white and then do the red. You want to actually do the white all as a huge big band all at one time. If you want to, you could use there's drafting tape, like little tiny thin drafting tape out there that you could lay down if you wanted perfectly set stripe with. Essentially, you would just then put the tape in 2 stripes where the blue is, and then just paint white over the whole thing, and you wouldn't have to worry about going outside the lines. But, I mean, it's tiny tape. You don't really need it. And then take your red. I just happen to have... Oh, wait. Yeah, violet red will work. Then take your red, and all you need to do is put a stripe down the middle. Yeah, so that way you don't have to do 3 stripes. It makes it so easy. You get the idea. It'll be a little pink. But make it mostly down the middle, and then if you look at it and you see, oh, it's more to the side, it's not a big deal, because you made a skinny stripe, so now you just widen your stripe out on the other side until you have the same amount of white on both sides. Ta-da. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's super easy. It's the same way to do rings. Like if you ever do Eldar Harlequins, you do a dot, and then you do another dot inside of it. And if the dot inside of it is the same color as the pants around it, you have just created a ring, and you've done it super easy. And it's going to look like you did amazing stuff when actually it was the simplest thing in the world. Yeah, most of these basic patterns have cheat ways, have fast ways to do them. So there we go. Glad to be of service. You know I'm here for the questions, always. If I haven't painted it, then I can at least extrapolate. Alright. Get that red off my palette just so it doesn't totally dry there and get really hard to take off. Oop, oop, oop. Wait. Wait, was there a dryad? Or was there a thing? Oh! Yeah, you need to send me that text, or send me that link in our chat, will you, Quindy? Because, you know, maybe I can either find somebody who would print it, or I can bully David, because I still need to print my dragon bust. I bought those dragon busts off of my mini factory, and I really need to get to those. Or at least the first one. So I'll tell David he has to put it on his schedule to show Anne how to use the 3D printer and how to cure the print. Although I know he's just doing it old school, but I might buy a wash and cure setup, because it just seems more easy. You could message me on Discord. Or post it, Kodak, you're in my Discord. Post it up under Supplies Talk. That's the enablement channel. Everybody else will want to see it too. Oh, Derek Schubert has offered to do a reading of my book at ReaperCon. He texted me last night. It took him a few days to get to watching Friday's stream. Oh, thanks, Quindy. Oh, actual model, not STL. Nice. So now I just have to figure out if I'm going to take him up on it, and which I actually know which chapter I think I'd do of the new book, because there are chapters that I absolutely love in the new book, chapters that I wrote them early because I loved them so much and I knew I wanted them in the book. And it's relatively close to the beginning, so. Yeah, I don't know if I would read it myself, Richard, but Derek has done, like, audiobooks before, or at least one audiobook, and so. And who knows, if he read it and he did a super awesome job, maybe I would, like, employ him as my audiobook actor, and we would just, you know, once I save up $3,000 for studio time. Snort. Yeah, wash and cure setup. They do seem worth it. They do seem worth it, Pendrake. I agree. Just because, like, otherwise when you're kind of half-assing it, I don't like half-assing. If I want a model, I want it to be, like, done and, you know, like, cured nicely and all ready, and I don't want to have to, like, say, oh crap, this little part didn't cure, or whatever. Which did happen on one of David's test prints. So, you know. Yeah, we have to talk to Ron and see if there's a room and see what time it would be. Like, there's really no good time to do it on, unless we did it during the day. Like, the thing is, we'd almost have to do it in the evening when classrooms are open. Or more classrooms are hypothetically open. I realized I skipped a spot of skin. There's a tiny, and I also didn't highlight the back of the hand here, so okay, we gotta do that. Oh, there are a lot. It's just, it's expensive. It's very, very expensive, Richard. Like, if I do this right, what I would do, first of all, I need to save up the $3+ grand to even do it, to even get the studio time, production, etc. in a real studio. Because I really feel like, I mean, yeah, I could find a sit-at-home person, but I would really need to... There's so much legwork in finding someone, Richard. Like, yes, I could find the right voice actor. It would take a long time to find the right voice actor for my book. Like, I feel like it would. It would take, you know, I would have to sit and research. It would take a day or 2 or 3. It might take quite a while. And then, does that person have an at-home setup? Or don't they? Right? So it's like, like, you can... Yeah, I mean, we could do it on stage. We need to... The point is that if we do the reading, we'd have to schedule a time with Ron. And then we would be able to share it, but... Yes, I don't even want to... The thing is about audiobook stuff is that I don't even want to go there because I don't have the money to do it right now. So doing any research at all on it is, to my strategic mind, a waste of time. I could be writing the next book. Writing the next book is probably far more valuable than spending a lot of days hunting for a voice actor when I can't even afford to hire them yet. So, or you know, yeah, all the rest of that. It's just, yeah. This is why I actually would be open to, like, cutting an audiobook deal with a traditional publisher, even though it got me a lot less money to do it that way. Because it is such a pain, and because I have no experience in it, it would be worth it just to hand it off to somebody. So the one thing traditional has going for it is they will pay expenses, right? You don't have to chalk up the money and the time for everything. They have a stable of people they already work with. Oh, I forgot a bit of the butt, too. Oh no, I missed her butt. I totally missed that side of the model. But yeah, so audio is just like, ugh. I just get tired thinking about it. Like, that's how I know it's like it's not something that I want to do right now, is if I think about it and just get tired thinking about it. My energy pennies all go slurp. There will be a time. There will be a time, one way or another, when we will decide to go into audio. But right now, the books need to earn a lot more money before I can afford it. Unless I decide to, you know, blow capital. But remember, I'm having a lot of health diagnostic stuff coming up, guys. And because of that, that's going to chunk away my savings. I have no illusions about our medical system. Yeah, the thing is that I'm persnickety, though, Richard. Like, I need a female voice, probably, because 2 of the 3 main characters are female. If I choose a male, then they have to be able to do a good female voice, right? But a female voice actor also needs to be able to do a deeper voice because of the bear. You know, the person I get needs quite a range, in short. And it has to be the right voice for the girls. So, I don't know. I'm persnickety. I'm open for help. But again, doing it, I mean, you can do it and make some notes if you want to, and it'll help eventually. It's just, I can't even deal with it right now because there's so much else that's higher priority. I'm a very in-the-moment kind of coordinator. Like, I make very good judgment calls generally in the moment as far as what best serves my time. Because I have so little time, it, like, keeps me alive. With all of these different things I do in my life, is that sense of, like, okay, what is the most effective use of my time right now? So, like, if you do look stuff up and send it to me, it's going to go into a folder that's going to sit there for a year or 2 or 3, right? And then things may change, so... Now, one thing we could do is we could consider doing the purple on the tail as well. Although I don't want to, like, send the message that the tail is hair, so I think that's probably a bad idea. We will have some of that purple go into the tail eventually. Yeah, I'm about to have an MRI also, but that'll all be scheduled afterwards. First is the colon scope. but I've got a lot of diagnostic coming up. And I chose it. I chose this path. I chose to try to figure out what is up with my guts. So I opened the Pandora's box, guys. Now I must pay the price, literally. No, I'm going to do color shift through the scales and probably also the tail, Zachariah, but I will be using a teal for my color shift. So essentially I'm going to do the scales and then I'll probably make the call on the tail of where I want to take it. Because I do want a little bit more contrast with the tail, or at least I want to shift it from blue into other things, but I just haven't figured out exactly how I want to shift it. Oof. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to avoid, Sagebrush. I also have gallstones, but they don't bother me. I found that if I ate less, I did have them act up one time when I really overate a lot of very fatty and high carb food. Hello, Buffalo Wild Wings, I'm looking at you. But if I eat the way I'm supposed to, it doesn't bother me. Knock on metal, wood, plastic, anything I can reach. So we'll see. But yeah, I feel that. My stomach is interesting enough. I really don't need it to be even more interesting. There we go. Oh no, Richard. Oh really? Freedom for the tyranny of the gallbladder. Oh no. Well, I'm glad that you had a good experience with your gallbladder being yoinked out, Richard, because mine eventually might get there. I read this as a spooky ghost and appreciated. You can over-explain. I reserve the right to actually, like, miss seeing it, Zachariah. I haven't decided, Hendrik. As far as the shells and everything, I haven't gotten there yet. I mean, shells tend to be more of an off-white, but you know, if they're jewelry or there's something else, we could totally make them a different color. We are, however, adding a lot of colors to this model, so I will be leaning onto neutrals for some of it. We'll have to see. We do already know that the wood and this stuff is all neutral for the most part, though. So, and the anchor is. So I just need to watch it. You can't just keep piling colors onto the model. It just is not a good effect. So. All right. Well, we need to. We patched up the butt, but we need to. I need to get in here and make sure I hit that skin area right there that I missed. It goes up here into the hair behind, so I think I just didn't quite get enough paint up there. So I need that to be nice and solid. Like now it's better. Well, for those of you who bought my new book, I hope you enjoy it. I don't expect you to read it right away because ReaperCon is coming. But if you have time to read it, awesome. And as usual, we are chasing reviews. Reviews are so important. Oh, and Richard, if you want to go and leave yours, you can. I realized I was overthinking it. It's the temptation to game the algorithm is great, but there's no reason you couldn't leave your review now if you wanted. I cannot game the Amazon. The Amazon will do, the Zon will do what it wants. So we'll just post it when you feel it, man. Post it when you feel it. Oh, wow. Aw. She has a desk bed. Of course she does. Well, good, Egret. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Reading it on the flight. Hey, you are efficient, Crowley. You are efficient. I approve of this. Yes. That's when I do a lot of my reading too. I just want to make sure this is a nice solid coat of blue there. Got my highlights in on the skin. Good, good, good. All right, we're looking okay. Did I hit all the hair? Her hair is everywhere. There's masses of it. I think I got it all. Yeah, maybe Pendrake. We'll see. She was out drinking, so she must have worn something fancy. And she's got little jewelry chain things going on. She's got dangles. I'm gonna block in that anchor because I can, and we don't have a whole lot of time left. Ha! I thought about that. I thought about doing that on a plane once. I almost did. I decided at the last minute that I should not, like, because it's just a lot of persnickety stuff to it, right? So, plus turbulence. But yeah, I get a lot of reading done on planes. Yay, I love black and how well it covers. So for iron I would use black, actual black. I thought of doing a big bronze anchor, but I like the neutral, and that way we can go with the black and then we can rust it up. And the black does make a nice backdrop for her, so it's a good color to choose. Yeah, I mean, it saves you a little, like, it costs money, but I know I tried to run kind of the cost analysis because flight prices were going up and driving was a little cheaper, plus you don't have to rent a car, and, well, of course I'm bringing Kiki, so I have to have a car this year. But, yeah. I mean, if you have friends who are going, like friends from on here that are going Kodiak, sometimes people in the past have just messaged each other outside and arranged to fly at roughly the same time so that they can get one rental car and split the cost, or things like that, or you can just grab a ride from somebody. But yeah, with Texas especially, having your own car is convenient because everything is so far apart. I mean, there are places to eat and stuff like right around the hotel, like with a little bit of a walk, but it's also going to be 104. It's. And a lot of the really cool places to eat and drink are downtown, which is, a good 5-10 minutes with slow streets, slow traffic. So, okay, let's get this on the front. These caps I might do with a slightly different color. I might do them brass or something, or bronze, but for now we're just going to block them in black so that I can see if I like the silhouette. And I should drill out the middle there. Though it's a little late, isn't it? I need to ask David if he's got a nice big drill bit. Since I haven't highlighted anything around it yet, I can do it. I don't have any big drill bits anymore because I always use tiny pins. Yeah, Denton, Texas is where Reaper is, and so that's where ReaperCon is, Delta. Yeah, in all my time in Texas, I did not make it to Houston. I made it to San Antonio. I made it to Austin. I did not. I made it to El Paso, way out in the west, because I drove through on my way to visit my folks a couple times. But I did not make it to Houston. The humidity just sounded like not my ideal fun time. And again, we want to darken that area, that flat area under our scales there, so. Yeah. Houston is like, I thought Houston was more like 6 hours away. Am I wrong? Is it 4? Maybe I was wrong. I can tell I never went. Thought Austin was more like 3.5 to 4 hours. Texas being big. Four and a half, okay. Not as bad as I thought. I just didn't have any friends down there, so I never got down there. There we go. All right. Set black is very bold, but it also is black, so it is not encouraging you to look at it terrifically much. It's gonna, essentially, she'll stand out very nice against it, which is why I went for a dark color. It also lets us put a really dark color into the model without having to put it on the model, because I don't think a mermaid, well, unless she was a goth girl mermaid, sorry, we missed that opportunity, Quindy. But yeah, the mermaid wouldn't necessarily be wearing black, so this allows us to put some darks on the model without having them be actually on the model. Now you know how your painting is, yep. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That'll be nice. It'll be a nice frame for her. It'll make her stand out against it, because she's the lighter skin and the bright colors. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Good deal. We'll have to figure out how dark her beer is going to be. The thing is that usually you want to choose that kind of amber color for the beer, because it's just more obviously beer that way. Yeah, Denton's half hour north of DFW, so. But yeah, so there we are, folks. There we are. That is what we've got so far. So tomorrow, oh, yawns, yawning. My brain wanted to wake up at 6:30 today and not go back to sleep. I told it, shut up. But I still ended up a little tired. Tomorrow we're back on Jolie. She's coming right along. Right along. Like, we need to do gold and accent colors. We need to do her book at some point. I am really liking how she's looking, actually. Oh, your poor brain. I'm sorry, Quindy. Oh, my brain knows that I'm on a diet, by the way. It knows my calorie restriction is real, because last night my body gave me a dream about binging on Butterfinger bars. I'm like, seriously, brain? Butterfingers? Couldn't you even choose Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, which are plainly superior? Yeah, that's how you can tell that you're actually restricting your calorie intake. Is that your brain starts giving you, dreams about binging on chocolate. But you know what? This is the funny thing. Even in my dream, as I was, like, starting to binge on the Butterfinger bars, like, I felt disappointed in myself. In my dream. Because I was like, I was doing so well today. I wish I hadn't done this. Oh, man. So, yeah. I switched myself over, at least for the summer, I switched to fruit instead of chocolate. Because I realized I was paying really close attention. I started paying really close attention to what happened when I ate sugary things. And the only thing that chocolate made me want to eat more chocolate. Whereas if I eat fruit, there's actually a stopping point for me. So, that's why I did it. Oh, Crowley. Have fun. Thanks for buying the book. Thank you, everybody. But yeah, so we'll do Jolie tomorrow. We'll figure out what we're going to do. Giant deli cafeteria. Yeah, nope. I have the chocolate dream. Figures. It does figure. I do love chocolate. Alright. So yeah, whoa. Obviously, I need a little more caffeine today. Oh, you'd wake up feeling guilty if you dreamed about smoking. Yep. Hi, Kiki. Yeah, exactly, Kodiak. That's exactly what chocolate did to me. And when I really started paying attention to how I felt after I had it, and then I paid attention to how I felt after I ate fruit, and fruit was just better for me. Hi, dear. Hi there, little Keekers. Yeah. Oh, you're not so little? Is that the thing? You want to come up on the leg? Do you want to say goodbye? Do you want to say goodbye? Say goodbye, Kiki. Say goodbye. You want to get up? Yeah. Oh, you got it. There it is. She doesn't like it when it wobbles. Good girl. Good girl, Keekster. Good girl. Yep. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Thank you for looking at my book. And, yeah. Hi there, Keekers. What a pretty girl you are today. Yes. Even if you tried to, knock Mommy's teeth out. But yes, thanks for hanging out, everybody. We appreciate it. Yeah, we appreciate it, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Kiki and me will see you again tomorrow. But now it's time for the walks. Oh, she's leaning. She's leaning up against me. She wants the pettins. Wants the pettins. That's my pettins girl. Yeah, such a good dog. She's such a good girl. All right, Leanie Dog. We gotta hit the button. Hit the button, Leanie Dog. Say bye, everybody.